Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second half here of, I was about to say drop frames. That's tomorrow. Court of Swords. We've just won our fight.
Weird episode of Drop Frames. Today on Drop Frames, the gang plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that weird. It would just be another day.
We're very close to that being the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you gonna do? Amira has rushed over to where a little action has fallen upon the ground. Maharib, you're more or less unscathed, aside from some slight chain bashing. Yeah. Berg, you've come running over to save Ramus, and with 1 hit point, Broken Promises is posted up on the roof like a cool gargoyle.
I'm actually looking out to see if there's any more coming down these streets or alleys or anything.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Yeah. 20.
Ooh.
No, this area seems more or less clear. You can maybe see like some people in their buildings, in their homes, but you don't see anybody in the street. You certainly don't see any weird reality dogs anywhere. So.
Okay. So I just shout down at them. Looks like we're all clear. No more coming.
Yeah, I do one of those stupid anime moves where I fling my axe so all the blood hopefully comes off of it and then stop it right before it goes out of my hands.
That's a hell of a cool guy move.
Yeah, that's a real cool guy move. Yeah. And then put the axe back in my back or on my side. And I just assess the situation. I see that little action has fallen. I turn to Ramus. Is there any way we can bring him back? He's from here. I don't know how this works.
I don't. Oh. Go ahead, milady.
Oh. Well, I'm just shouting down from the roof, just bring his body. We'll take him with us. Not sure how long it's going to take before he comes back, but he will come back. He's from here.
Very well.
Hopefully, unless these animals. In fact, Berg, would you be so kind as to catch me?
Berg.
Fine.
All right, here I come, and I jump down into Berg's arms.
Okay, I'm not gonna make anybody roll anything here because it would be tonally inappropriate but funny. So let's imagine just for a second, just in case. Let's just imagine that this was the thing that we could do. Make a DC 12 acrobatics check. With advantage.
I gotta tell you, every time I roll an acrobatics check,
Broken Promise is making this.
Oh, okay.
Broken Promise is doing this. Yeah, she's the one. Okay, cool. You fall and die.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, you fall. Berg doesn't catch you. You take 2d6 falling damage. You're dead. But that doesn't happen. Yeah, you jump down. Berg grabs you. Yeah, Berg catches you.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Well, we scoop up his body, bring him with us. He'll be around, probably by the next cycle. But I think first we should be on our way. But as we go, we should talk about what we saw there. I'm guessing you all saw that.
Wallen's tried to throw little action over my shoulder. I think that happens. I turn a. Yes, me and Ramus noticed it, but I don't know what that was. Ramus said he didn't know either.
What were these creatures? They're spewing that juice stuff or something.
They're vein infused somehow. It seems, at least. And also, speaking of vein infusion, Berg, when you cried out, it felt as if I was touching the other side. There's more to you than one can see, isn't there? power, a well of something from the other side that burns inside of you. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yes.
How did it make everyone else feel? Because for me, it wasn't pleasant.
While starting to walk in whatever direction we need to, I think.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're walking and talking at the same time.
Yeah.
If that's all right with
I
you.
like to collect. I like to collect a vial of the juice that's coming out of the hounds before we go, because I want to compare it to other juice later.
They dissolve. They dissolve upon demise.
Never mind.
Yeah, but however, when you turn your attention to the puddle, it seems like the ground, like where they died, especially because two of them died in one place, it has dissolved the cobblestones down to a depth of a couple of inches. So it's like there's a divot.
Look at what the creatures did to the ground here. It's like gone. It's dissolving.
I don't like that.
Can I do like an Arcana check or anything like that to see if I've seen something like this or heard of something like this before, or a history check or something?
Yeah, well, like you've never heard of anything like this before because it's too unclear. Like the things themselves are specific and weird. You could make an Arcana check just generally, and I'll see if there's anything like going on. 9? No.
I've never seen anything like it before.
It means
Broken
we should leave.
Has there ever been instances of veins going unstable and like
You're
blowing
referring
up,
to
like
the
one beneath
geyser
the
we
city?
saw.
Yeah.
Amira, who is now holding, and he's like swaddled like a little baby because he was wearing the blanket. So she's holding little action.
Oh, I threw him over my
says,
shoulder, so she would just be standing.
Oh, you took him? Okay, so she looks over at him, and she's like, well, we could ask him if he wasn't high or dead.
An infernal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a vein hunter. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of anything like that. I've heard tall tales, but they can hardly be believed from different sources. But I agree with you, Ramus. It seems like the vein that was spoken of that is beneath the City of Opportunity has erupted.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would assume this came from there. This creature is made of that stuff. But I agree, we need to keep moving.
Yes.
It's not safe in the city right now, especially if the vein's going crazy.
Yes.
To answer your question earlier, broken promises. Well, we'll need some more time to do that. Like, I look at Berg when I say that as if, like, let's not just tell the entire reason why broken promises just experienced that potentially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
Yeah.
There will be time for stories as soon as we find a destination. Let's make haste to the edge of the city.
Yep. So we start running off.
And before we go, like I tell the group, like, I'm sorry about my misgivings and my misdirections and that kind of thing. I when the comedy was inside my mind, they took pieces of the city away from me. Places that I would probably normally remember, but they're gone now. So I will try and guide us as best I can, but I might have just as much luck as you also. If we keep traveling straight in one direction, I'm sure we'll eventually hit some sort of edge.
It's okay. I know what it's like to have something in you removed forcibly. It's not pretty.
I don't feel like myself. That's why my name doesn't feel like my own anymore.
I feel like you're walking in a costume. You don't know whose it is.
Exactly. I feel like the inside of me has been scooped out and replaced with something unfamiliar.
Everybody in the parties who's had their inside scooped out and replaced with something unfamiliar, raise your hand. I feel like it's everybody. Max, that's you too, I think.
Yeah, Max definitely is. Maharib's the other one answered. I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, I feel great.
Yeah. I feel perfect. I don't use swords anymore, but other than that, I'm fine.
I forgot that sword, but apart from that, it's great over here.
We look at Maharib like, I killed the dragon. Cool. Well, now we know who the Ralph Wiggum of the party is. Yeah. So, you're having this conversation while you're headed where? Like generally where you think you're supposed to be going?
Yeah, the same direction we were heading before we got accosted.
Okay. All right.
And
all right.
I don't know. Can I make another survival check, or we have to keep with the one I had before? Because
no,
I'm moving through spotty stuff.
The consequences of this one are resolved. But yes, make another one to regain your bearings.
Okay.
I'm helping her this time.
Yeah. Okay.
Remind her, so I'll be giving her advantage.
Okay. Yeah, and you have some limited. Yeah. Okay.
14.
Okay. All right. So you head in what feels like a familiar direction with Ramus's assistance. You kind of eventually find your way towards, and as you get closer to the edge of the court territory, you hear more and more sounds of both fighting, but then also strangely festive music, right? You can hear someone playing an organ somewhere far away. You can hear the clash of weapons and screaming. Occasionally there is flashes of light on the clouds that seem to have gathered over the city. And when you look up, you can see the eye of the sun somewhat lidded by dark clouds that have gathered.
And as soon as if we hear all that music, I'll just offhandedly say God, I hate the fucking comedy. I'll be glad. I'm so glad to be rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah. The city, however, will not so much be rid of them. So as you get closer, though, you're still in the Dragon Knight's territory. As you get close to the edge, you see a group of soldiers. Dragon Knight soldiers, and they seem to have fallen back. One of them is injured. They're sitting on the ground. There's another one who has their sword sheath tying off a bandage around their leg. And they all look like they've been in a fight recently. And there's a group of maybe a dozen of them, and they're talking, and one of them is injured. You come around the corner and you see them. Do you... they are in the direction you need to go. Do you get everybody oh, stop, we got to go another way and go around, or do you just walk out and let them see you? I give you a moment to either fall back or just let them see you.
Rather not be seen. So I guide everybody. We to duck into an alley or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get everybody to fall back.
Yep.
And
you
duck
seen by anybody.
How are you going to get past them?
I would like to make a quick look to see if these are the people that were in the bar earlier, or they're just people with other people we don't know.
Oh, Ramus, you motherfucker. If you want to use, how many uses of luck do you have? 3 a session or something?
I have 1 left.
You have 1 left? If you want to use your last point of luck, yeah, they definitely are.
Okay, then I'll use my luck.
Okay. All right. You recognize these dudes. In fact, among them is the Honorable Lieutenant 10 billion tiny legs. And you see him.
Oh, God, no.
You see him giving orders to one of the others. So you peer around the corner, and he's got his helmet under his arm. His helmet has a centipede on it with big horns and legs running down the side. And he's got his helmet under his arm. and he's talking to one of the soldiers, and he says, all right, we'll flank them over here on that street, down that way. We'll have archers come in from that side, and then the infantry will come in. Now, we don't have any more support, but I've been assured more is on the way, and you can see them like having this conversation. Then we cut back to you as you're peering around the corner.
Broken. These are friends.
They're what?
They helped us earlier.
Where
Yes,
helped you?
Yeah, it's 100 Little Arms or whatever his name is.
He's referring to the people that he took all their gold from. And I like walk around.
How
the
are they
corner.
friends?
Well, let's just say that they're enamored by my glory.
We also
I look directly in his eyes and I go, well, who wouldn't be? And I present like after you.
Thank you, milady. And
Yes,
heading over there.
So you just walk out into the street. All right.
Yeah.
One of the soldiers gives a shout of like, "Sir!" And they all turn, and some of them go for their weapons. And there's a brief squint. You see, we kind of like cut to 10 billion tiny legs, and he has his hand on his sword, and then he sees who it is, and he takes his hand off his sword and puts his hands up, and his men stop, and he says something to one of his soldiers, and then he takes a few steps, like he's just walking towards you.
Raise your hands to show you're not armed. You're not here to harm them.
Yeah, I put like one hand up so I don't drop little action.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So he walks towards you and he stops. And he says, and you're still like a little far apart. He stops and he says, Master Ramus, is that you?
Yes. We're trying to get to a safe place. The city doesn't seem very safe. Do you
There
know
are
a
no
way
more
we
safe
could...
places here? And
Trying
he
to leave
nods
the
sadly,
city.
like there's nowhere to go. And then you say leave the city, and he says the gates, they're shut. The comedy doesn't want anyone getting in or out. I think they're planning something for the arrival of their master. All we have to do, and he looks back at his man, is hold the city, hold the line until then. Reinforcements are on the way, but
Do I know the
leave
name
him?
of their Mara master?
Yes, he has many names. Do you want a respectful name? Do you want a casual name?
No, respectful.
Obsequiously respectful, or like do you want to be like the name that everyone uses for him, which is generally respectful because he's Amara, or do you want to call him by like an honorific?
No. Just casually respectful, I guess. I don't know. Respect casually.
but the thing about these dudes is they are lawful in the extreme, in that there are many different ways to address each other and their leaders, and they speak like a very highly politicized like variant of infernal. Their dialect
Right.
is all strange. Yeah.
My goal is, I guess, my
you know
intent
what?
is to not piss them off, but not overstep my bounds.
Let's have you make a roll. Make a charisma saving throw with advantage, because you have that.
Wow,
Okay, good.
thank
Good.
God
That
for
advantage
advantage.
is helpful.
Yeah, 23.
God.
Okay. So yeah, you can call him I think in this case the appropriate thing, without being too like familiar but also not too distant, is like the Prince of Dragons is probably the safe thing to call him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, since the Fool in Verse is on its way, you think the Prince of Dragons will be far behind?
There is no question. And he kind of looks you up and down and he says, "Do I know you from somewhere?" That's a very fucking dangerous question for you, both right now and in general. Like as a spy, being like, wait a sec, you see familiarity pass over his face.
Do I know him?
Fuck, if you don't know anybody, like
Do
if you had
we
ever
all hear
spied on
this?
him before, Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you'd ever
Okay.
spied on him before, then you would have forgotten it.
If I see hesitation, I just step forward and say,
No. There's no hesitation. I'm good at this. This is my gig.
okay. I
So
mean, you've rolled
I just
once.
wanted to know if I could like quip back at them. Like, no, but I know you.
Anything
but I
you say
forget,
will be
like,
a
all
lie.
that's just gone. Okay.
Yeah. Anything you say will be a lie. Yep.
Yeah. So I say, well, this is what I'm going to say, and it's not a lie.
Okay.
If we have known each other, I'm not the same person that I was before. So, no. Then.
Yeah. He bows slightly to you, and he says, I hope what you have forgotten, something that you wish to.
And to
He
you.
looks around and he says, Master Ramus, I'm sorry, I can't stay and talk. I wish that I could be of more help, but he looks over at his men. I have others I need to serve.
Your men need your valiant and brave leadership.
And he thinks a moment, and then he reaches up under the neck part of his armor, and he pulls out a piece of string or a cord or something, and on the end of it, there's a piece of like void iron or whatever, right? And he snaps it off his neck, and he holds it out to you.
I hold out my hand. What's this?
So he drops into your hand a sigil that looks like the head of, like the neck and head of 3 dragons or serpents. They don't look like any kind of dragon you've ever seen, right? Because in the Court of Swords, dragons are like long creatures with little legs and arms and long whiskers, and they fly and they don't have wings. These things look more like D&D dragons. They look like long, like worms with like teeth and horns. And there's 3 of them, and they're all kind of like woven together into a knot. And it's made out of iron. And he holds it out to give to you. And he says, for good luck, a symbol. If you present it to anyone in the army, and he gestures like our guys, they'll give you safe passage. I hope you find your way out of the city, Master Ramus.
Thank you so much. And I say his actual proper name, even though I can't remember it as a person.
Ramus remembers.
yeah.
His name is 10 billion tiny legs.
The one
Get
you
it
called
right.
9 billion and you upset him.
Yeah, cold.
You've been most
Yeah,
helpful,
okay.
and I wish you luck as well. Kill the bastards.
Yeah, and he gives you like a snap, like military bow, and he turns and he jogs back to his men and jumps right back into that tactical conversation they were having.
I see you've made some friends while I've been dead.
Yes. I usually don't have a way with people, but for some reason I just did that night.
Hmm.
But from what he was saying, it sounds like all the ways out of the city are shut.
Well, Mr. Nice Guy has a way with things, so he might have a way out. Maybe even one of those
Right.
tunnels that you described earlier.
Let's pray he's still there.
Indeed. Make haste. Onward.
Okay, so what is the building that you would be meeting him at? What purpose would it serve normally if it were like in use?
Let's see. A building on the edge of town. Would they have brothels, whorehouses, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I feel like sex work is a thing that would exist in this world. If anything, that's more hedonistic than the Court of Swords. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. Then a familiar place where people might not want to be noticed. Like
Okay.
they'll wear, like, if they're stepping out, they'll be like wearing a mask or something like that. And especially if they're like members of the Basilica or the Dragon Knights army, because
Yeah.
that's not dutiful.
Mm-hmm. So really more like it's a house of ill repute on the surface, but it's really like a place where people go for secret meetings, and then the other stuff is just a cover in case you get caught. You could be like, it was a pornography store. I was buying pornography.
Exactly.
And not what you were actually doing. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right. So you are standing in front of this very same building of this place of ill repute. And it appears shut. There's no light from within. I think it's meant to look pretty like inconspicuous, but the juice powered lamps outside are off. And less than a block away, you can hear the sounds of shouting and battle and music. You're as close to it as you have ever been, but you're out at the edge of the city, near the gate. So
yeah, I'm just gonna look around for Mr. Nice Guy, see if he's either there or left something for me.
No, this place looks abandoned. I mean, the door is shut, but it doesn't mean that it's like locked or anything.
All right. Well, this is where we said we'd meet. He's not here, obviously. Has not left any sign of his coming or going, so we have two choices. Either we wait here for him, or we try and make our way out without him.
Are we all on the edge of the city? Like the wall is right next to us or near us behind this house?
Yeah. It's a little ways away, but this is as far as they built anything.
Okay. I think I look up at the wall, and as I'm saying this, I'm trying to judge to see how tall it is and just say, think we could make it over?
I don't know.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, like the group of you climbing the wall would be pretty difficult.
How big is this wall?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was asking
like-
as well. How tall?
Yeah, it's
I think that's
tall
what you're
enough.
going for, right?
I think it's probably like off the ground. It's not meant to withstand sieges or anything, but it's meant to keep out monsters, basically. Because you don't know this, but you would know Broken Promises. This place is like the deadwood of this world. Like it's so far out on the frontier in the middle of nowhere where people are hunting for veins that the splendor of the great capitals of the void is a long forgotten memory if you're all the way out here. So it's meant to just keep out wandering creatures like the pangolin you fought outside and like just bad shit that comes up out of the void. So yeah, the wall would probably be like a fort palisade rather than a big solid stone wall. It's made out of a combination of juice treated wooden boards and black iron, and there isn't like a proper wall, right? It's like a barricade that goes around. So it's more like getting over a short kind of platform, and then there's a bit of a like gulch afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
So you could definitely climb it, yeah. But everybody would be able to see you, and if anybody's like patrolling or watching the wall, you'd be out in the open.
Yeah. Well, climbing the wall doesn't seem like an impossible task, but it would also create its own.
All right, welcome back. It's fun when it just sucks because like the power flickers and then the internet goes down for like 5 minutes because it's not powered by actual power. It's outside.
Homes are bad though, huh?
and all this shit. No, it's bright and sunny outside. So that one was real confusing.
That's very weird.
Yeah, that's super confusing. Anyways,
So let's
Zeke was
let's
speaking
reestablish
last
where
about
we're
the
at.
wall.
Yeah, let me just we'll give you the visual again so we know where we're at. So behind you is the principality, the domain of the Prince of Dragons, which has been shut down. The streets are empty except for these strange roving creatures. There are bands of Dragon Prince soldiers who are trying to trying to keep order in this district. They are also fighting at the border where this area and its neighbor, controlled by the Divine Comedy, where it is controlled. So there's fighting in places all along. You are about a block away from the hot zone where all that fighting is taking place. You just ran into an old friend and have been delivered to the spot where you are meant to meet with Broken Promises contact. But he does not appear to be here. And then another block or so away, a little less, you can see the barricade, the iron and wood barricade that separates Opportunity's current borders from the wildlands beyond.
Yep.
What
yeah.
do you do?
Zeke was saying something as soon as we left about the wall to Maharib is what.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you remember that, Zeke.
Yeah. Well, the wall presents two problems. One, climbing over it, people will see us and may attempt to stop us or fire at us or whatever. And two, I've never been very good at climbing, so I'd be just as useful as little action as in getting over the wall.
What was that trick you pulled in that fight? You were in
I can
front
only
of
do
me.
that once per cycle. It's this part of the reason why I'm coming with you, actually. It's this cape that I wear. It's fused with juice and power from the other side. Once when I was using it, I felt a pull from somewhere else, and once you arrived, I felt like I knew where it was pulling me to. That's why I'm here with you.
Ramus, do you have any tricks to get us through this?
Just as you do that, I never mind. I failed to cast a spell.
So Ramus, you reach out. You reach out with your heart, but heaven does not hear your call. Nobody notices. Nobody notices your failure, Ramus. So you're perfect.
I'm like smacking the holy symbol. Like, what's going on?
Come on, you fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like a flashlight without the batteries. Come on.
Yeah.
Come
Come
on.
on.
I still ask the question.
Stupid
Maybe
Evan.
halfway through, you start like slamming your holy symbol on your head. Ramus, are you with us?
Oh, yes. Well, everyone knows if you build a wall, no one can get past it. It's an impenetrable force that stops all people from getting through it, under it, over it. You have to respect the wall.
That's right. It's a very expensive wall. They promised they were going to build it. I did like chat's suggestion that you just finally get to use your Firestorm spell and just blast the shit out of it. Like, that's also an option.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
Maharib considers that and like turns and just thinks of ways to like blow a hole in the wall. Not necessarily by magical means, but they have to have some sort of explosive stuff.
Mr.
Here.
I can't
Ramus,
do it when you're looking
stand
at me.
down
Okay,
this wall.
I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I need you to give me some space so I could just back off. I'm just having I need a minute.
When he says that,
You have-
Maharib, for the
you have
first time,
performance anxiety.
I realized that while I'm feeling great, everyone else is doing real bad right now.
Yes, everyone else is just beat to shit.
So I like
that's
look at
true.
I look at Broken Promises, and you're probably dripping from blood on one hand or something like that. And Berg and Ramus are both battle scarred, and the person on my shoulders is passed out dead.
Yeah.
I just say, we not stay in this building, Broken Promises, until the cycle? Or is that...
We could, but the cycle just turned over not too long ago. But I agree, I could use some recuperation time. I feel drained. However, I would like to get on the other side. Did your dragon friends say that you could pass through one of the gates that they were guarding with that thing he gave you?
He said we could pass freely, but unfortunately, the dragons don't control the gates. The Divine Comedy do.
All the gates, do you think?
I think that's the deal. Whoever controls the necropolis gets to control all the in and outs.
Well, now is a time of chaos, so control is up for debate.
I don't know. But as
Well-
I'm also tired, I'm very low on everything. I feel drained.
We can try it. If you would feel more comfortable sleeping within the gate one more night or within the walls one more night, we can see if anybody's home.
Or even rest just shortly in this building to recuperate a little.
Like for an hour, do light activities, nothing too strenuous.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the
Fuck
fuck
you.
out of here. Nobody is allowed to rest.
Yeah, I'm already walking.
God.
I'm already walking.
There
to
is
the
no
door.
rest for you. Yeah. Okay.
I start
All
heading
right,
for the door
so
of the
so
building.
Maharib, you're just gonna go inside.
Yeah. Knowing what happened the last time I just walked into a room, I will toss little actions person, jeez, to Amira.
I thought you were just gonna toss little action through the door.
I'm gonna throw the body in there.
I thought about it for a second, but no, I'm gonna toss it to Amira. Then I'll walk through the door. Like I'm scanning the house before anyone else goes in.
Okay. So you go and you open the door. You put your hand on the door and you pull it open, and I think you have to make a saving throw. Yeah, dexterity saving throw.
Do I still have this? Hold on. Okay, so with Remarkable Athlete, I can add half my proficiency bonus to any strength, dexterity, or constitution check. This is not a check. This is a saving throw. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. So
Fine,
remarkable athlete doesn't apply.
Gotcha. All right, it's just a flat d20. 5.
Okay. All right. So you're not able to pull your hand away from the door in time. So you reach out and you touch the door, and there's a flash of light. You get one more saving throw as the spell contained in the door, in the trap, goes off. Can you make a wisdom save, please?
This one's at -1. 18, though.
Oh shit, it works. Okay. So for a moment, you all see Maharib split from Maharib. There's a shadowy, ghostly version of Maharib. So as Maharib steps back away from the door, like pulls his hand back, his hand stays on the door, but it's a ghostly, shadowy version of him. He steps away and is moving differently from the shadow version. They're separated mostly. They're still separated like at the legs. And then the shadow version snaps back into your body. And the door is smoking slightly, and so is your hand.
But everything is fine apart from that?
What's your passive perception?
14.
Actually, what's everybody's passive perception? Because I think there's a chance anybody could hear this.
13.
20.
20, okay. Ramus, you hear a voice from a room above the door. You hear someone just quietly be like, shit, and then footsteps.
My passive perception.
Someone's in there. That alerted them. They're coming.
Well, I don't know if you just saw what happened, Ramus, but I can't open this fucking door.
Mr. Nice Guy! You're in there, it's me. If it's not you, it's still me, but we need respite. Some place where we can hole up We will help you defend. I've been to this place many times.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. So a window cracks open slightly, and you hear from above, you hear someone shout, or say fairly quietly, you hear them say, "Broken promises? Is that you?"
The same.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry I almost killed your friend. Hang on. And then you hear like footsteps inside.
I would like an apology.
And then the door opens in front of you, and let me describe this person.
Can I say something before they get to the door?
Yeah, they've got to go all the way down to the door.
Yep. So I look at Maharib, and I just look at how hearty and hale and healthy he is, and how shitty we all are. I just look at him, and I go, for someone so big, you whine very loudly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't you open the fucking door next time then?
Well, I'm not the one who wanted to barge right in.
Well, I'm not the one that needs to rest. How about that? Broken promises.
Children.
Walk away from the door and stomp my feet.
I wouldn't need to rest if you were protecting me like you're supposed to.
Ouch.
Up in the corner, it says Maharib will remember this.
Maharib.
But I don't say anything
Damn.
after that. I've already walked away.
So the door opens, and you see, like maybe you would think that they're a child, but they're not. They're just like a very short adult. They're maybe like 4 foot, like 8 or so. She's got white robes, slightly shimmery, like white robes on. They're tied with a belt, and there's some pouches hanging from the belt. They're wearing a cloak, but the cloak has a hood, and the hood is back. That's also like white, this sort of silvery, like alabaster, like the shimmery color on the inside of a clamshell. Their skin is the same color as their clothes, so like white, not like pink white. And then they have long, kind of moonlight blue hair that is tied in a braid that comes down the front of their outfit, and their eyes are that same kind of sparkly, like dusty moonlight color. And and she's looking at you, Broken Promises, and smiling kind of like awkwardly, like, I'm sorry, fuck. And
Did you hear that?
You've never seen.
She was sorry.
Once
You've
again,
never seen her before in your life.
directed to you. I say it from over my shoulder. I'm looking out.
She looks at you, and she kind of scowls, and she says, "Listen, you're alive, and I think you're very tall. That's a big axe. Why don't you all come inside?"
Thank you. I'll
so
be the first to walk right in.
Okay. Yeah. So you come inside. The inside of this building, the like little lobby area is a bar basically. So it goes down into a lowered area. There's a bunch of like pillows and tables, and the place is like, but it's like looking at a bar when it's not being used, and so it's empty and kind of odd. Maybe the weirdest thing is the giant moth. It's sitting on a table in the middle of the room, and it appears to be, if not asleep, then dormant. It's about like hula hoop sized around, like wingspan, and it's this kind of grayish silver color, and its wings are just gently kind of like moving up and down. And the woman walks over and stands near it, and she like puts one hand on its like furry back and kind of like pets it, and she looks at you, Broken Promises, and she says, "I was just about to leave, you know."
I understand. Where would you be going? I don't need to know. Never mind. I take the question back. I don't care. I don't need to know.
She kind of like side eyes you, like that's a weird thing to ask. And she says, anyway, I have good news and I have bad news. So before I leave and fulfill my promise, which do you want first?
Bad news first.
He's dead. Or I hope he is. Or in the wolf pit. Either way, functionally, he's gone.
Very well. And the good news?
Well, you're not. So that's
Is that really all the good news
Something?
you had?
listen, I'm trying.
No, I'm not.
Anyway,
I'm
I
not
waited for
disparaging
you. So our business is concluded.
Yes, you may go. You consider your promise kept. However, I would ask, did he give you any indication as to how we were supposed to get out of the city?
He shrugs.
No idea.
No.
Was it in this place? Is there a way out underneath this place? Because we all know what goes
he didn't
on.
tell me.
All right.
I just
Well,
thought that
that,
you should know, so you weren't waiting here for him forever. You're gonna have to find your own way out of the city.
I will. Thank you. What was your name again?
Shakes her head and she says, one white moth. She looks
Forgive
really
me.
sad that you forgot.
Forgive me if we've met before and I do not remember. I've died since the last time we saw each other.
And she shakes her head and she says, I would have thought that you would have remembered even after dying. I'm sorry that you don't.
I am too. There must be a reason I've chosen to forget what I've forgotten. But also, there's other things that have happened to me along the way that I won't go into. It's been a long journey to get to this far, is all I will say. Thank you for your help. Is there anyone else in the building that you know of?
No, it's empty. And the
Very well.
soldiers won't bother you here either.
Well, thank you, Moth.
And she nods and she picks up her bag and she throws a bag over her shoulder and she puts her arm out to the moth who's woken up. And she's like, come on, Luna. And the moth like climbs up onto her shoulder and then onto her back on top of her backpack. And she turns and as she goes,
What?
she says,
Oh, good. We're back.
Yeah, that was very weird. I was about to just.
I was just like, no, not again.
Yeah. I'll fix the cameras. Anyways, continue on.
I'm making a cool face right now.
Yeah.
So she reaches her arm out and she's like, come on, Luna. And the moth climbs up her arm onto her back and sits on her backpack. And she turns to.
That was a straight death. That crashed OBS somehow. I've never seen it crash. I guess there was too much data being fed into OBS as a program when it blipped the internet. This show is cursed. Max
It is
cursed
cursed.
this show. I cursed his
I
rolls.
counter cursed you.
You cursed the rolls
You get for
and- yeah.
cursing my dice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I guess I'll just restart OBS. What? Oh, are we good? I don't know if we're back. I think we might be back.
You didn't even respond.
It's mostly, yeah, I guess we're good.
Sound is back. Okay. I mean, all right.
Sounds
Is,
back, the
is
cameras are
video
still
back?
Skiffed. I see me moving.
Yeah, well, yeah, they might not see. What happens if we
I'm
do
saying
this?
I see me moving on your end.
What the?
Weird.
Don't do that. I don't know what the hell.
No
don't
idea
do
what that was.
Fuck? What the fuck is
Is
that?
that Max?
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max. You're helping a lot here.
I didn't do the initial one. just to
Audio
be
and video
clear.
are good. Oh, okay. We're. Welcome back to Court of Swords for the 7th time today. Adam, please describe one white
There's a
moth.
moth on a
Trapped.
backpack.
Yeah, we got a moth in
I'm
a backpack
trapped
and a
in
girl.
fucking GM limbo. So she gets her pet moth off the table, climbs up on her back, and as she goes to leave, she stops in front of Maharib. And she
I already have
turns
opened the
to
door
you.
for her, as if.
Yeah, she turns to you and she says, I don't know you, but you're lucky you're alive. If you resisted that trap, and the door is still smoking, it has like a handprint on it.
Yeah.
You survived that trap. You're pretty tough. Take care of her. And she points at Broken Promises.
Yeah, I just look to see where she's pointing, realize it's Broken Promises, and then stare back at her and look out the door.
And then she says something very quietly. Broken Promises, can you make a perception check?
Absolutely. 20.
She says quietly to Maharib, but not so quietly that your perky ears can't hear it. She says to you, Maharib, she's like, you take care of her. You turn back, and she says, but under no circumstances should you trust her. And then she walks out.
Yep. I once again make a very deliberate glare at Broken Promises as she's leaving the room.
Now, Maharib and I both heard that.
Yep.
Yeah, let's have Berg and Ramus make rolls too, just to see who like caught that. She said it quietly, but you're pretty fucking perceptive. Ramus probably. Holy fuck! Nope. Ramus, you hear her? She leans in and she's like, "Hail Hydra!" And then she leaves.
Did somebody say Ramus is great?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Ramus perceives that she said Ramus is great. Berg rolled a 17. How does that feel?
I think I didn't want to hear it. Like
Yeah.
because I want to think that she.
Okay, yeah, Ramus, you hear that too. Yeah, you hear the
You mean Berg hears it?
whisper. Yeah, Berg. Yeah, Ramus doesn't hear shit.
Okay. All right. Oh, I gotta unmute Max. That's right. There you go. You're unmuted now, Max. Repeat what you just said.
I don't wanna.
He doesn't want to. Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. Then, yeah.
No. I'm saying, can we clarify who's leaning in? Is this the person that let us
One
in
white
and
moth,
feel
yeah.
like killed you?
Adam, can we get a description, please, of one white moth one more time?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
She's locked in an eternal cycle of picking up a moth off a table. She's like a fucking Bethesda NPC. Clips through the ceiling and flies away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just staring at Broken Promises as one white moth walks out the door. Then I
And
shut
I
it.
approach.
But I'm very
Maharib.
apprehensive when I shut the door.
Yeah. I approach Maharib, and I'm because I'm 5 feet, and he's what, 8? 8 something.
8. Yeah, I'm
He's
exactly
taller
8
than
feet.
7'1" because he had to be taller than Bird.
I'm exactly 8 foot. Yeah.
So I come over and I look up at him, and I go, she's right, you know. You shouldn't trust me. Not yet. Not until I get you out of the city like I promised. I hope you don't hold any ill will for the jabs I was giving you earlier. I was just trying to have fun with you. I do trust you. I want you to know that. You've proved yourself time and time again to be a worthy and steadfast ally. I only hope that I can do the same. I led a life that I can't remember anymore. Full of lies and torture, and I don't want to be that person anymore, and I'm not. I hope you can believe that. And if you can't yet, I only hope that I can prove it to you later. And that goes for all of you. Before you met me, I was not someone to be trusted. I was someone to be feared and someone to be avoided. Because if you saw me, that meant your life went wrong somewhere. But now, I only hope I can prove myself to all of you. With that said, let's find somewhere we can sleep, or at least rest. And maybe after a little bit we can search the basement of this place to see if there's any way underneath the gate from here. I'd imagine there might be.
Well, thanks for saying that. But if you come with us, through to the other side, and you betray us, I will kill you myself, and you
Oh.
won't come back.
Can we please keep the death vows to a minimum? I'm very aware of how
Just-
powerful all of you are.
To say,
Don't need to tell me that. I understand. You'll kill me. He'll kill me. Ramus will kill me. I understand. I'm very much outnumbered here.
she said not to trust you. But like needed saying,
We say these death threats because where we come from, they mean something. Hopefully your words will.
what he
I
said.
don't know what else I have to do to prove myself. I've come through every time without fail. Haven't I?
Keep on coming through.
You've only known us a small amount of time. We will see.
I will. Keep coming through, that is. It's just what I do.
Okay. Sleep.
I'll stay up. I don't need sleep. I'll go check the
I
basement.
bet.
Bird looks at him.
Yeah, I'll take like a short rest, but I'm not going to take a long rest. I don't know what the rest of. I don't know if they plan to sleep for a full 8 hours, but
I'm gonna take a long rest if I can.
I think it would
Yeah,
benefit
that's a
everyone
long time.
obviously immensely.
Yeah, just
Long
worry
time to
about
rest.
sleeping that long in this city that's collapsing.
Well, I'll be awake
then
the entire time.
I'll tell you
so-
this much: I won't sleep a long rest. I'll sleep whatever everyone else wants to do. You know.
Okay, well here let's make a little mini game out of it. So let's imagine that the Dragon Prince's troops are on one side and the comedy is on the other. And as long as the Dragon Prince's troops can keep the boundary, the barrier, then you will remain safe. So let's say this. I'm going to do a little shitty Adam Cole drawing here. Let me do it. We'll do a whole fucking thing out of it. Let me take you over to I'll make a new map. And so what we'll do is we'll roll every hour to see who makes progress. If the Dragon Knight's able to keep the walls, or if they fall back. So let's call this the edge of the district. Let me drag you guys over here. I'm sorry, this is so bright. Just how it goes. Let me fix it for you. All right. Here we go. Okay. So this is the edge. This is the edge of the district. This is the border, right? And we got the Dragon Knight. They're holding the border. And we got the comedy. There you go. Okay, and they're fighting. So you are back. Let's put you C's. Let's put you back there. All right. So we're gonna do a little tug of war. So who wants to roll for the Dragon Knights for me?
What are we rolling?
We're just gonna roll like a d20 for the first round. I don't think there's any reason to add modifiers and make this whole a complicated thing.
I elect Dan for the roll.
I'll roll for the Dragon
I mean,
Knight.
we can take turns. We can take turns for each roll. There's got to be 8 of them, right? So one for each
I'll
hour.
roll for the comedy.
Yeah, you want to roll with the comedy? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, yes.
I'll go ahead and roll for the comedy.
Use your shit. All right. So Zeke is rolling for the comedy. Dan is rolling for the defenders. So you settle in, and in the first hour, they're clashing in the streets. They're fighting literally like sword to sword. A block away, they're clashing. Let's see if the Dragon Knights hold or if they fall back. Both of you just roll a flat d20.
Crit.
Ah, damn.
Well,
All right. Okay. So I think on a crit, we'll have you like maybe the Dragon Knights actually like push them back out of the district. So they push them away a block. Okay, cool. So the Dragon Knights have the advantage. They cut down these clowns and they push forward. Next hour. Do it again. Oh shit.
Oh, I'll help you out.
Oh
Oh.
shit. All right.
Four
The
and a
Dragon Knights
deuce.
hold. The Dragon Knights hold their position. They just through pure luck, they are able to hold the line to keep these guys from pushing into the streets. They've fallen back. They're fighting in enemy territory, right in the comedy, and all these buildings are like burned and like just knocked over, and like terrible shit is going on, and they're fighting out there. Okay, round 2, do it.
Round 3.
God, yes. Oh yeah, round 3. That's right.
18
Okay,
and 11.
they hold the line. They hold the line. Zeke, your bad rolling is working for you. Do it again.
Hell yeah.
4 hours in.
14.
14. I'll go 9.
9. Shit, yes.
Hey.
You're safe. All right, halfway there. Do another one.
6.
Oh shit, a 6.
I bet I can beat it.
Oh,
I can't.
You
barely.
get beat by 1. All right.
Beat by
So
1.
after several hours of prolonged fighting, there's some reinforcements. The Divine Comedy gets some backup. Maybe another unit comes from elsewhere in the city. They fall into the border and they push the knights back. The knights have to fall back to triage and replace them with fresh warriors. Go again. Oh shit. All right. As long as you don't. Okay. So
1
they get
and
pushed
12,
back
yeah.
even. They get pushed back even farther into the. You can see them if you peer out the window. You can see them fighting in the street at the end of the block. So this is 6. Go again. Oh
3.
shit!
Ramus, what are you doing?
Okay.
I'm trying with my 5
right.
here.
They're fighting. They're literally like as you're holed up. We're like they're fighting in front of the building. This is the last thing. If they fall, the comedy will basically they'll swarm the neighborhood and the line will break. So this is the last roll. It's all or nothing on this one. I think
I'll go
that
first.
the Dragon Knights they sound the horn. They're like, this is it. We have to hold it here, or they disperse if they fail. So go ahead and roll.
I'm gonna
9.
use
Beat
my
a 9, buddy.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on this roll. To roll twice.
Okay, I'll allow it. Sure. Nice.
15.
All right. So they hold the line. The last of the Divine Comedy's troops in this area, they rush forward. There's one last pitched battle, and under the leadership of their brave captain, 10 billion tiny legs, they hold the line and they cut down the last of the comedy, and then that troop leaves to go and bolster the line elsewhere. Their cycle not yet over. The battle for the city rages on. So you are able to get in. You're able to get in your long rest. So congratulations, everybody! Get your hit points. Do all that shit again.
would I need?
yeah.
I mean, I said I was going to stay watch. So would I need to have stayed on watch there? Because that's.
I mean, everybody's like watching, right? Like you're all
Okay.
like taking time, just like waiting to see if there's danger.
Yeah, I'll take the free
watch
rest.
is-
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Watch is part of that, but yeah, you get the rest anyway. All right. So everybody gets a long rest, and at the end of the at the end of the rest, I think Amira. This is we see outside again the cloudy sky, and the eye of the moon falls over the iris of the moon falls over the eye of the sun and stares down upon the world, casting the void's judgment, and that's when the Lexion wakes up. So where are you all sleeping, like, or resting? Are you resting like in a main room, or, and this is some like Anne Frank shit, you're like hiding out while all this like bad stuff's going on around you. Is it upstairs somewhere near the back? Are you in like a larger room? Are you together? Are you separated?
I think upstairs would be the best possible scenario, and whatever's available.
Yeah.
Big
We're
room.
discovered when
Okay.
Berg decides to eat a stale piece of bread and it just goes.
That's right. So, yeah, the room that you're staying in, it looks like it had been previously occupied by one white moth. And so you're able to look out onto the street from here, and that's where you see this like fighting. And as the eye opens and gazes down upon the void, then you're all together in this room when your diviner awakens. So you see him take a deep breath and like come to and look around. He sits up. Where are my clothes? He pulls the blanket back around him. What happened?
Welcome back. You were dead.
I had the strangest dream. I'm hungover. Anyone have any juice? I just
No.
need a little, just to get me started.
I look at Ramus and we do not have any juice.
Oh,
Not until you find the vein.
I kind of like sneer at Ramus when he says that, but I'm not going to go against it 'cause he's right. But it's a fucked up thing to do.
He looks at broken promises like, oh, you didn't tell them or you didn't mention it to your friends. Like they don't know because they're not from here. I guess actually he wouldn't look at you. He'd look at
Amira.
Gun Princess, quote unquote.
Yeah.
She just looks at him like, I don't know you, fuckface. And he says, I can't find the vein without it. That's how it works. You think I'm just hooked on the juice because I like it? No, I need it to see. Like calls to like. That's how it works. I just
How
need
do
a
we know
supply,
you-
just a little.
How do you know that you will actually find it, not just go tripping balls like yesterday?
Whatever I had yesterday was, listen, the juice that I usually employ while I'm out in the field. It's medicinal grade. It's not like the kind of juice you find in a place like, well, like this. But I do need it badly.
I don't know what to tell you. We have no juice. But in order to get some, what would we have to do? Would you be satisfied in finding a vein, or
The veins are raw, unrefined. It could kill me, or worse. And again, I need.
can I do an insight check to see if he really actually needs it, or he just fiending? Yeah.
Go ahead and make a roll.
Okay. 20.
Hey.
He doesn't know.
Okay.
That might not occur to him. He just knows he needs it for work, but also he's an addict. So both.
Okay. Sure. I got you. Well,
Do we need his
we're on our
help?
way out of the city. Maybe does. Do any
If we're
of
gonna
you
go out of the
else-
city and we're gonna
Yeah.
wander around in the outlands. I'm. There's no refineries out there. There's. You need to process it in the city. That's why this place is here. If we leave, we're going away from the juice, not towards it. I know you think the vein is out there, but it's here. We can't leave. And he's like standing up now.
There is a vein here. It's underneath the city. We think we saw it
Nods.
explode. Like a
Well, veins
like a
don't.
gust of water
They don't-
shooting up out of the earth.
They don't explode. They collapse. But they're sometimes that's. You saw a geyser?
Indeed. In the middle of the city.
It's not good. Because if tectonic instability is a thing that happens sometimes with a big vein, if it gets tapped too hard or too fast. But this vein is one of the most stable in the whole. That's why the Mara came here in the first place, unless it's reacting to the presence of. I changed my mind. We should leave. We should go. Do we have a way out? Where are we?
The Fool in Verse is what you think?
Any of them. It doesn't matter. This happens sometimes. It's why they send agents instead of coming here directly, because there's a violent. It's the same reason they can't go to wherever the fuck you're from, because we should go. We should go very quickly now. Does anyone have any clothes? I don't have any pants.
This place is all ours. We have free reign. Knock yourself out.
Right. And he just walks out. Like, I'm gonna go find something to wear, or like find maybe some juice while I'm digging around in these people's stuff.
Would anyone care to join me in the basement to see if there's a secret tunnel leading out of the city?
Yeah. They must have smuggling routes to get things into this dragon area because they're not going to let certain things in here. Dragons wouldn't let it past the checkpoints. They must have some way to get him in and out.
Very wise. I've heard you're very wise. Sorry.
Damn, you are wise. I heard
One
that
could
somewhere.
say, out of all the wiseness one could have, I would be maxed out on that.
All right.
Now, while we're talking about how wise I am, would you like
Yeah.
to drink this?
Yeah. I turn to hopefully Maharib and Burgers are there,
Yeah,
and we're all
I've
talking
Been,
together.
I've
Okay.
been watching it.
Um,
Eastern Burgers.
Would you care to join me in exploring?
Yes.
I'll stay up here.
I
With,
suppose.
yeah, the three of you can go. I'll make sure that he doesn't run, if that's okay.
Probably a good idea. He doesn't seem very stable.
Very frightened.
Let's plumb the depths.
Okay. So
Don't
the three of
slap
you.
him. Berg says, "Don't slap him." To the little action to Maharib.
Yeah. And yeah, Amira gives you, well, she doesn't understand you, but she's just looking at you and she looks at him and she's just like, I mean, Little Action's left the room. He's like digging through other people's, like other rooms looking for stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I don't
But
say that
you're-
to anything.
So Berg and Broken Promises and Ramus, you're going to go downstairs?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Mahari, we stay up here with you and Amira. And she says to you, she looks in the direction where, and she switched to Giant because you're alone.
Right.
So she looks at you and she looks in the direction that Little Action went and she says, I saw something before. Like a ghost or a memory or something.
Just back when we
When
were
you told
fighting.
me to look after the, she nods. When you told me to look after him, I saw a woman, stern, human, I think. Who was she?
I don't know. Was this?
We were somewhere else, a tunnel or catacomb or something.
I do not know. I saw things as well during that fight, but not any one person. So
Do I know him? This Little Action.
you knew him. You do not know him anymore.
That seems to be going around. People from this place, they forget easily.
You'll adjust.
But will I remember?
Only if you want to. He can tell you stories.
And we're going home.
Not necessarily your home, but yes, your new home.
I feel afraid. Don't like it.
That means you're still alive.
She smiles, nods, and like that worked. And she's just like, yeah, all right, okay, good. I feel better about that now. And then she says, I'm gonna go and make sure he's not getting into trouble.
Very well.
Yeah, and she walks out, and she has to duck to keep her horns from hitting the edge of the edge of the door frame, and you could swear she's taller than she was. Like you have that feeling like you grow, like are you tall? Like it's because she ducks, and that doesn't
Right.
seem like you remember her as being much smaller than that.
I think, yeah, I realize that. And then I have a self-realization and I start to go like this. And make sure that I'm not growing horns on my bald head.
Nope, you're fine.
Okay, there's like a,
But that is a good moment that like
yeah, there's a long sigh
Me?
afterwards.
that's really good. Yeah, I like it. Cool. All right. So Ramus and Berg and Broken Promises, you want to head down to the basement?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Sure. Yeah, I mean, down here, it's all like what you would expect, like rows of barrels with wine in them, mostly like food storage.
Okay. Can I do an investigation?
There's a faint greenish mist kind of like hanging in this place, which you would recognize, Broken Promises. So here's another weird thing about the Court of the Void. In the Court of the Void, the food storage isn't about heat or cold. It's about preventing the return of the meat to its natural form. And so there is a faint, like, kind of like vaporized juice that you just keep spraying on things to keep it in dead form, to keep it in meat form. You can also use it on people, but you have to use a different concentration, where you can kill somebody and then like stasis them with this same stuff, but you have to usually put it in their veins, and it's a whole mess. So yeah, there's this faint preserve like mist kind of hovering in here, and when you come in, you see like food and ale and stuff hanging out, and then the little like mister like spraying the stuff into the room.
Mm-hmm. Well, time to check for hidden doors and secret passageways.
Mm-hmm.
I will roll a 7 on my investigation, if that's what to roll.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything down here.
All right, I'll be investigating too.
Yeah, you all split up and like wander around down here. Okay. All right.
I got
Berg.
better than Ramus.
Yeah, Berg, you are the one that finds the secret tunnel. So when you come down here, everybody's like looking around and searching and stuff, and you wander off into the back and you like push a big thing of meat out of the way and find yourself near the back of the room. And I think you see, just as you're turning around to leave, just as you're like, there's nothing back here, you go to turn and you see that there is an edge of the walls down here are like dug out earth supported by like wooden or like stone supports, and at the edge there you see a seam, and you only notice it because it looks like there is something growing out of the seam. You see like a plant shoot, a little green like spiral, and some little leaves sticking out of it, and it's just sticking out of a tiny crack that runs from the ceiling to the floor.
Ramus,
What?
I think I found something. Let me see.
He investigates it to open whatever crevasse there is.
Yeah. So you point it out. Yeah, there's a crack in the wall with some kind of plant growing out of it. So you see that, Ramus. You didn't notice it before, but
Ooh, good eye, Berg.
Smart guy. Missed it.
You gotta watch out for this guy over here. He's a detective.
I agree. Sniffed it right out.
Berg's looking very proud of himself. He's just like,
And I just I try and find like the latch and like try and move it.
okay. Yeah. Make an athletics check. If somebody helps you, they can.
Oh, I'll just find the spot and then say like, Berg, would you mind? The door is quite heavy, and I am not as strong as you.
Okay.
Give it a shove. I'll help.
Not trapped.
I will help. I'll be right beside you, helping as little as I can, or as much as I can with what little strength I have.
Berg like hesitates for a second, just thinking back to different times he's touched a door that.
Would you say you're sensing danger right now?
Yeah,
Only if you have to make a dexterity save.
Danger. All right. Yeah. He opens it.
Athletics.
Times 2. Great.
Ramus, before you roll this athletics check, I always forget that this is a thing. Ramus, would you like to guidance? You have guidance, Ramus?
Yes, I would. Yes,
I just
I will.
always forget that that's a thing. There you
Yep.
go.
There you go. Now you can roll
Bless you,
a
bird.
d4 in addition to your athletics roll.
There you go.
Ain't no need.
Woo!
Would you like the 26 or the 26?
I mean, you might as well roll and make it a 30. See if you can get that 4.
That's true. Just bust down the whole thing. It just disintegrates. Whatever it was, it's no longer
Yeah,
there.
you blow the whole city away. The punch.
1d4. Boop.
Hey, 29.
Pretty close. 29.
Pretty good.
All right. So it's actually a pull, not a push. So you find the cracks and you start pulling on this panel, and it slides back and out of the way. And as Berg reveals it, a shining light flows from the tunnel. It is a greenish light, and we can hear, and I'll let your brains imagine what this sounds like. You can hear the sounds of plants growing, the kind of like this like creaking sound, because the interior of this entire tunnel, the tunnel's maybe like 6 by 6. It's more round than it is square. It's maybe 6 by 6, but the whole tunnel is full of plants. We see vines and flowers. It's like a flower crown, but a whole tunnel of it that just extends back behind you. They are in colors, broken promises, you have never before seen in your life. We see brilliant, vivid reds, purples, blues. The smell alone like just wafts out in this overwhelming, almost like sickeningly sweet smell. And we can see the plants like growing kind of into one another in this massive verdant corridor. And maybe that visual is where we close. Maybe that's the end of the episode, is on the through the flower gate.
I love it.
The plants are growing.
Makes sense.
It's the best I can do.
Yeah,
Is what I got
that seems like a good visual. We can figure this shit out next time.
Yeah, we should do it before the internet drops. So yeah, let's end it.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Shout out to Reggie for if you're watching these on YouTube, for editing. I think the 4 or 5 drops that occurred throughout.
Yeah,
this
just jam them all
episode.
together.
That's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Cool. Let's do some shout outs. We'll do some goals or some XP, then we'll do some goals. Zeke, start us off.
Yo, what up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching. My name is Ezekiel III. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III. Thank you to Max, Dan, Adam, and JP for making this a highlight of my week. Every week, if you want to check me out, I will be on Drop Frames tomorrow, as usual, with the Warframe PR people. And after that, if you want more role playing, we got some Nocturne for you. It's a thriller set in modern day with like supernatural X-Files shit going on. A lot of fun. And then if you want video games, I'll be on at noon Pacific on Thursday, finishing up Judgment. That's all I got. Thanks for watching.
Max, go ahead and do some shout outs for us.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching yet again. Sorry again about the drops. Sorry, Reggie, for having to put that together. I am GassyMexican here on Twitch, variety streamer. I'm going to take a shower after this and try to get refreshed and not shower in poo water. That's going to be exciting. And then stream some
I thought you were going to say, like, I'm going to take a shower
Yeah.
after this and wash my body and maybe wash my hair a little bit. And then, I don't know.
Wash my hair a little bit, just the dirty parts. But yeah, I'll be streaming a little bit. Just give me some time if you want to check that out. But thank you again to Adam, Zeke, JP, and to Dan. Jesus. This is why I don't do the names, because I always just blank on one of you.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's all I got for you guys.
Also, if you're wondering why Max is going to hopefully not take a shower in poo water, it's a weird fetish that Amanda has that we didn't really
It's just a
discuss.
weird thing.
Oh,
Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll be taking a shower.
Yeah, if you have no idea what that reference is,
She just pours her poo water on me.
It's
very
a really
strange.
weird
She can
thing.
fuses the bowls, you know. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, it gets a little crazy in
Wow. This has been such a weird fucking episode. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we're done.
Oh,
I'm sick
God.
of you nerds.
I had plumbing issues earlier. Okay, I had plumbing issues earlier. They're fixed.
You know, when you
I'm gonna
phrase
take
it
a
that way,
shower.
it doesn't sound any better.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
had plumbing issues
Yeah.
with my plumbing. I
Dan,
have
do
to
some
call a
shout outs for
plumber.
us. Save us. Get us out of here.
I am DansGaming, variety streamer. Another fun episode today. Lots of cool things happened. Thanks for having me on the show every week. I absolutely love doing D&D. I'll be playing some more They Are Billions tomorrow on 800% difficulty, hopefully getting further into that. I'll be on live tomorrow with that. And then once again, can't wait for next week.
Sorry, I forgot your name, Dan.
If you do the inverse, it's 1-800-GUY-POOP instead of poop guy. That's
I
funny.
poop.
It's P1-800-GUY-POOP if you want to order that.
I poop.
Adam, some shout outs, please.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I can do that. You can find me on Twitter at Skinnyghost or twitch.tv/Adam Coble. The next time you're going to see me, I guess the next thing I'm doing is tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I have an episode of Jace Bellerin Must Die at 9 a.m. Pacific over at twitch.tv/D&D. That's my Magic the Gathering set D&D game. Super fun, kind of silly. And otherwise, I'll be floating around here. We got the regular Saturday Far Verona action. So if you want to tune in, if you are like, ooh, Far Verona's interesting, that seems cool, but they're like halfway through season 1. I could never watch this show. We started season 2. It's got new characters. Most of the cast is new, set in a different part of the universe. It's a great time
We
to
kicked
watch.
Max off.
So
You should check it out.
tune in. Yeah, we finally got rid of Max. No, actually, so I was saying, and this is just like as an aside to Max, I was saying to JP earlier today, Max, that I was really happy to see you in chat for episode 1 of Far Verona season 2. It was really nice seeing you
there.
swing by and say hi to everybody. That was really cool.
I was there pretty much the entire time.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I gotta go.
I was
I gotta
gonna
write
be
a
there.
community thread. I gotta write a community. So go to community.itmeJP.com for the episode 117 Q&A for Court of Swords. I will have that up and running before this post show is done.
Cool.
You guys want experience?
I think we should.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. You got so close to leaving the city. You would have been able to do it, except there was that combat thing that happened at the beginning that slowed you down. 'Cause
Yeah.
Somebody biffed their roll.
It's true. It's true.
And a disconnector, too.
Yeah, there's also some.
Yeah, and
disconnections,
also
yeah.
we got way less episode than we should have. All right, so I think lots of working towards on this one.
Yeah.
So Ramus, you worked towards escaping the necropolis, but have not done so yet. So I think that's it for you. That's 650. Broken Promises, you worked on leading us safely out of the city and worked on learning if it's possible to survive the other side. That's 1,200 for you.
Yep.
Berg, you worked on escaping the void and leaving the city because they're both connected. So that's 1,300 for you today, Berg. I'm doing all this math in my head. And then Maharib, you worked on escaping the void and honoring the oath. So it's for you. You're level 13, so it's 1,300 for you as well. That's it.
Cool.
Does everybody want to keep the same goals? Nobody cleared a goal, so I just assume you're keeping the same ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna change the second one to like get Zeke, but I'm not gonna change it. I'll keep it the same.
Get him.
Zeke.
Just get
I
that
mean,
guy.
get me.
Get him. Just get him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna change it. I can't think of a creative way to do it right now. So
You can't be trusted. Broken promises.
That's so. We're gonna talk about that fucking shit on the after show. You bet your
I love
fucking
this.
dick. We're
So-
gonna talk about that shit.
We will talk about this and how people believe NPCs whenever they say anything, but you'll never believe a PC when they say things.
that's true. That's 100%.
It's really true.
Yeah. Cool. All right, that's it. Zeke, are you doing Twitch's Prime Day? Are we doing a show next week? Are we all good?
I'm still working on that.
Okay.
Definitely not. Definitely not Tuesday. So I'm out Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I was. Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool.
That's next week.
Yeah, next week.
Wednesday
Cool.
though, I'm trying to get back.
Okay. We'll let you guys know if we're gonna do a makeup or anything like that. In the meantime, so
Makeup
thanks.
show.
Yeah. Thanks for. Yeah, we're just gonna put on makeup. It's gonna be.
Makeup.
Yeah, it'll be good. Get excited. We're gonna get out of here though. We'll see you guys next week. Actually, maybe the week after too. Who knows? We'll see you next time. Bye.